I used to tell people my hair just wouldn't grow past my shoulders anymore. That was a lie. It grew fine. I just kept cutting it into the same tired shape because I was scared of anything different. Today I'm walking you through 5 hairstyles that quietly add years to your face. Styles that were probably right for you once, but aren't doing you any favors now. We're talking about the cut that's too severe, the color that's too flat, the shape that hides instead of frames. And for each one, I'm giving you the exact replacement to ask your stylist for. I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and the best fixes for women over 50 so you get real results, fast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. I cover this every week. Part 1. The overprocessed tight perm. Here's something most women don't know. A perm doesn't age you because it's curly. It ages you because tight, uniform curls read as rigid to the eye, and rigid reads as older no matter what your actual face looks like. Loose, irregular movement reads as soft. Soft reads as youthful. It's not about curly versus straight at all, it's about pattern. So if you've got that classic tight perm, the kind that looks the same in every section, no variation, no drop, you already know the moment I mean. You look in the mirror after a wash and set, and something about it feels stiff, like the hair is wearing you instead of the other way around. The fix is a loose low-tension wave, sometimes called a beach perm or a body wave, wrapped on larger rods with more space between sections. Ask for it specifically by that language, because perm alone will get you the same tight result you're trying to leave behind. The larger rod diameter is what changes everything. It builds movement instead of coils, and it lets gravity do some of the work instead of fighting it. Here's what actually happens on your head when you make this switch. The curl relaxes as it grows out instead of looking suddenly flat and wrong at the roots. Your hair catches light differently. Instead of one dense, matte texture, you get shine moving through the waves, which is something a tight perm almost never gives you. And because the pattern is looser, you can wear it down, half up, or pulled back loosely, and it still looks intentional. A tight perm really only has one look. This one has 5. The result statement moment is worth sitting with. Women tell me constantly that after switching from a tight perm to a loose wave, people stop asking, "Did you get your hair done?" in that careful, unsure tone, and start saying, "You look rested." That's the tell. Rigid hair reads as trying hard. Soft movement reads as ease. And ease on a woman our age reads as confidence, not effort. If your hair is already permed and you're not ready to grow it all the way out, talk to your stylist about a relaxing treatment that loosens the existing curl pattern rather than removing it completely. It's a smaller commitment, and it lets you test whether you like the softer look before you go all in on a fresh wave. One more thing worth knowing. The shampoo and styling products made for tight curls are often too heavy for a loose wave. If you keep using the same curl cream, you can end up with weight that collapses the movement by midday. Ask your stylist for a lightweight mousse instead, applied to damp hair, then let it air dry or diffuse on low heat. That's the difference between waves that hold shape and waves that fall flat by 2 p.m. So here's the swap in plain terms. Tight, uniform perm curls close to the scalp out. Loose, low-tension body wave with visible movement and shine in. That's it. Same texture family, completely different result. Now the perm isn't even the biggest offender on this list. The next one is a cut so common you've probably seen it on 3 women just this week. And it's doing more damage to your jawline than any curl pattern ever could. Part 2. The flat, too short helmet bob. Nobody sets out to get helmet hair. It happens gradually, a trim here, a trim there. Just take a little off the bottom. Until one day the shape has no layers left in it at all. It sits close to the head, same length all the way around, and it moves as one solid piece instead of behaving like hair. The reason this shape ages a face has nothing to do with length. It's about density distribution. A one-length bob puts the most visual weight right at jaw height, which is exactly where gravity is already pulling on the skin. You're essentially drawing a heavy horizontal line right where you don't want one. It's not your face changing. It's the haircut fighting your face instead of working with it. The fix is a textured, layered bob. Request point cut layers or razor cut ends specifically, because those are the technical terms that tell your stylist you want broken up ends, not just a shorter version of the same solid shape. The layers should start around cheekbone height and build up toward the crown, so the weight lifts away from the jaw instead of piling onto it. Here's exactly how it works on the head. Shorter layers near the crown create lift and volume at the root, which opens up the whole silhouette. Longer, softer pieces near the face taper inward toward the chin, which visually narrows and lifts rather than widens. The ends get textured with a razor or point cutting technique, so light passes through instead of bouncing off one flat surface. That's the difference between hair that looks like a helmet and hair that looks like it's actually moving with you. The result you're after shows up almost immediately in photos. A one-length bob photographs as a solid block from most angles, heavy under the chin, especially from three-quarter view. A layered version breaks that block into pieces, softens the jawline transition, and gives your cheekbones somewhere to catch light. Several women I've talked to said the same thing after this cut. Their glasses suddenly looked less severe against their face. That's not the glasses changing. That's the hair no longer competing with them. Ask your stylist to also texturize just above the ends, not only cut them. This is a separate step using thinning shears or a razor to remove weight from inside the shape, not just the perimeter. Skipping this step is the most common reason a layered cut still looks heavy after a few weeks of growth. The swap. Flat one-length bob sitting heavy at the jaw out. Textured layered bob with lift at the crown and soft face framing pieces in. I'll admit something here. The next mistake is the one I held on to longest myself, because I genuinely believed it was safe. Part 3. The flat, solid all-over color. Most women don't realize this, but flat, single-tone hair color is actually harder to achieve naturally than color with dimension. Which is exactly why it reads as artificial the second someone sees it under real light. Natural hair, even one true color, has subtle variation from root to end, from strand to strand. A single process, all-over dye flattens that out completely, and the eye clocks it as done rather than grown. If you've been getting the same solid shade applied roots to ends for years because it feels low maintenance, I understand the appeal completely. But that flatness sits on the face like a frame with no light getting through it. And it tends to harden features that would otherwise look soft. The fix is a soft face framing balayage or baby lights. Ask specifically for low-maintenance dimensional color, with the lightest pieces placed around the hairline and temples. This is a hand-painted or fine foil technique, not an all-over process, which is exactly why it looks natural instead of applied. Here's what's actually happening technically. The lighter pieces near your face catch and reflect light, which draws the eye upward toward your eyes instead of down toward shadow and flatness. Because the color is placed strategically rather than uniformly, it grows out softly, no harsh root line demanding an appointment every 3 weeks. And the subtle tonal variation mimics what hair naturally does in sunlight, which is precisely why dimensional color reads as your hair, just healthier, rather than your hair dyed. The snapback result here is real and immediate. Soft framing color around the face does something a flat dye job simply can't. It brightens the exact area everyone looks at first. Women who make this switch tell me people start commenting on their skin, not their hair. "Your skin looks so good lately," is the compliment I hear most often after this change, and it's not the skincare. It's the light bouncing off the hair right at the jaw and cheek. Talk to your colorist about placement specifically around your part line and temples first, even if you don't do the whole head. This is the highest impact, lowest cost version of the fix, and it's a good way to test the look before committing to a full dimensional color service. The swap, flat, solid all-over color with a hard root line out. Soft, dimensional face framing balayage that grows out gracefully in. Next up is a length mistake, and it's not the one you're expecting, because most of us have been told the opposite advice for years. Part 4. Long, flat, layerless hair. You've probably heard, cut it short as you get older, your whole life. That advice is incomplete, and it's caused more bad haircuts than almost anything else on this list. Length isn't the problem. Flatness is. Long hair with 0 layers hanging straight past the shoulders with no shape built into it, pulls the whole face downward. Literally, visually, everything drags south. If your hair has been the same length for years because it's easier to just let it grow, take a look at old photos next to a recent one. Chances are the length hasn't changed much, but the amount of life in it has quietly disappeared. That flat, heavy curtain around the face is doing the aging, not the number of inches. The fix is a collarbone length cut with long, soft face framing layers. Ask your stylist for long layers starting at the cheekbone specifically. You get to keep meaningful length. What changes is the internal structure of the cut, not how much you're willing to lose. Here's the mechanism. Cutting to collarbone length removes the excess weight that was pulling everything straight down, which lets the hair sit with a slight outward curve near the ends instead of hanging dead straight. The long layers starting at the cheekbone frame the face the way the flat length never could. They lift near the jaw and taper gently, drawing the eye up and out instead of down. It's a shorter overall silhouette with the same amount of long hair feeling, just redistributed. The result statement here is one I hear constantly. Women say this cut is the first time in years a hairstylist has called their hair healthy looking instead of just long. That's because layers let hair move, and movement is what reads as vitality. Flat, heavy length, no matter how long or how well conditioned, reads as static. Static reads as tired. If you're nervous about losing length, ask for the first cut to be conservative. Collarbone with layers starting slightly lower than cheekbone, and adjust from there at your next appointment. You can always take more off. You can't put it back. The swap. Long flat, layerless hair dragging past the shoulders out. Collarbone length cut with soft face framing layers starting at the cheekbone and last one is the style so many of us default to for special occasions. And it might be the most aging choice on this entire list. Part 5, the severe slicked back bun. This is the one nobody warns you about, because it looks so polished in the mirror right after you do it. A tight, slicked back bun pulls every bit of hair completely off the face with no softness anywhere near the hairline. What that actually does is expose every inch of tension in the forehead and temple area with nothing to visually break it up. I used to reach for this style for anything formal. Dinners, photos, anything I wanted to look pulled together for. It took a friend pointing out my own photos side by side for me to see it. The slicked bun didn't make me look elegant. It made me look stretched. The fix is a soft, textured updo with loose face framing tendrils left out around the hairline. Ask for it as a low, textured chignon with pieces left down. The bun itself sits lower, at the nape rather than high and tight, and a few strands are deliberately pulled loose at the temples before the style is finished. Here's what changes structurally. Moving the bun lower reduces the pulling tension across the whole scalp and forehead, which softens the entire upper face instantly. The loose tendrils at the temples do something a slick style never can. They create soft shadow and movement exactly where the eye lands first, breaking up that stretched, exposed look. A light texturizing spray worked through the loose pieces beforehand gives them enough grip to hold shape without looking greasy or overly controlled. The result is almost always the same. Women tell me this softer updo gets called elegant, instead of severe. Same occasion, same effort level, completely different read. That's the whole trick with styling as we get older. It's rarely about doing less. It's about softening the edges of what you're already doing. For special occasions, have your stylist practice this once with you before the actual event, especially the placement of the loose pieces. Too few and it looks unfinished, too many and it looks undone. 2 to 3 pieces at each temple, pulled loose after the bun is secure, is usually the balance point. The swap. A severe, slicked back bun pulling everything tight off the face out. A soft, low, textured chignon with loose face framing tendrils in. Look at what you just walked through. 5 shapes and colors you may have been wearing on autopilot, and 5 specific requests you can now bring straight to your stylist by name. That's not a small thing. That's the difference between hoping a haircut works and knowing exactly what to ask for. So tell me, which one of these 5 was you? Was it the flat bob, the tight perm, or that slick back bun I used to swear by? I want to know in the comments. Next week I'm covering the makeup habits that are doing the same aging work as these haircuts, so keep an eye out for that one. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I'll see you in the next one.